All right, it's the top of the hour. Well, welcome realtors to the technology tools that make you stand out. Are you like every other realtor, a goldfish in a goldfish bowl? Are you that green fish that stands out in the goldfish bowl? First impressions matter. Do you have unique selling propositions? This seminar is designed to help you compete and win. Would it be nice if you could have all your seller tools or all your buyer tools in one place, one toolbox, so that you could keep your clients focused, so they weren't, you weren't jumping around or they weren't jumping around and possibly losing their interest in what you were talking to them about. You can verbalize what you want to do with a buyer or a seller, or you can show them what you do. Visualization, it's worth picture's worth 1,000 words, right? So if we can visualize to our clients what it is that we do for buyers or what we do for sellers, it's going to give us a big competitive advantage. So in my opinion, why not create your own personal website? It's free with all your buyer and all your seller tools. You can create a toolbox to hold all of your resources in just one place. You can focus your buyer or your seller with all these tools in one place. And a good example, which we're going to go through, is this Fernando Frias.valued agent site, something that we built for free with him. And we want to also then show you what that this can be yours. Remember, this can be yours. You just need to schedule some one-on-one time with me, and we can build it for your selling benefit. All you have to do is just give out your website to your prospects. It's very easy. It's your first name, like in Fernando. It's your last name, like in Frias, .valuedagent.com. So you'll always remember, you're going to put it on your business card, or you'll just remember what your first and last name is, .valuedagent.com. So some of the seller resources that I thought you might want to showcase, if you were to give out your personal website to someone, what is it that you would like to showcase if you're trying to talk to or to entice a seller to do business with you? Well, the first one I thought of is why choose me. Maybe give some testimonials, 10 points as to why do business with you. How about getting ready for sale? What are the things that they should do interior and exterior to get their home ready for sale? How is it that you're going to go about setting a price with and for them? What are net sales proceeds? How is it defined? How do you come down to the net? What is subtracted from gross sales price? What are the 201 things that you do to sell their home? This is a 34-page printout that, again, is in your personal website. They can print it, or if you're in front of them, you can print it in advance and give that to them as a leave behind handout. How about showing them a sample property website that you're going to create a photo gallery, a virtual tour, that you're going to show them local schools in the area. You're going to show them a brochure that you've already created for their home. How about a sample sign writer to capture drive-by leads? They put that either on their yard sign or stick it in the lawn, and it says, for more information, please text this number to that number. It downloads the complete property website with photo gallery, virtual tour, flyers into their smartphone, and you, the realtor, you get a notification that someone's at curbside looking at your listing. How about, would you like to highlight the 7 social media sites that you post their home into, such as Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram? And how about giving them the 90 things you can't afford to neglect when selling your home? Again, it's a printout. You can let them print it by looking, coming to your website. It does download into a Word document that they can print out, or you, if you're in front of them, you can print it in advance and leave it as a leave behind handout. What are some of the buyer resources that you'd like to showcase? Well, maybe you'd like to showcase that, as a buyer, would you like to know how much your income can support? Or do you need credit repair? Would you like to get pre-approved for free by using on your computer? Would you like to calculate a monthly housing payment? It consists of principal and interest, taxes, insurance, PMI. Would you like to be able to calculate that on your phone? What are the down payment assistance programs? I don't just have enough money yet to buy the home, or so I don't think I can buy yet. But are they aware of the $6,000, the $7,500, and the $10,000 programs? And how would you like to demonstrate to them how to buy a home for a small down payment? It could be as little as 1% of the purchase price. How about helping them find a home? Giving them a tab where they can click, they can let you know what their needs are. It's a 3-bedroom, it's hardwood floors, it's carpeting, a fireplace, an attached or detached garage. All these things are stuff that they can then communicate to you. What about if they feel that interest rates are too high? Maybe you'd like to showcase how they could lower their interest rate from 6% to 4% in the first year. How about lowering it in the second year from 6% to 5%? How about a sure to close? If they're concerned that there's multiple offers being made on a house, maybe they'd like to go in with a cash offer, that they're not subject to financing, even though they would get financing. But we have a program, you have a program for them with your team that is sure to close, and it guarantees their earnest money up to $10,000. And lastly, what if your buyer is a policeman, a fireman, a military person, a doctor, a nurse, an EMT? Wouldn't you like to let them know what you have in rewards for them being a first responder? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this website, that fernandofrias.valuedagent site, and let's take a look at what it looks like. Again, this can be yours. That's the important thing here, is this can be yours with about 45 minutes of work with me. So again, the top part of this starts out with why choose me, and the bottom half starts out with what I do for buyers. So the seller tools are up here. This is your toolbox, and these are the buyer tools in the lower part. So let's just quickly go through and take a look at this and see if this isn't of interest to you and to your clients. Would this be a way of being able to say, I am the person you should do business with? I've got all these answers for you right here in this one little toolbox. So why choose me? Why choose me is going to give them the ability to look at reasons to choose you as their real estate agent. I'm not going to read all of these, but I have the expertise needed to successfully buy or sell a home in the local market. I know the neighborhoods. You'll have the advantage of personal one-on-one attention. Again, these can all be modified. You can add 11, 12, 13. You can delete some if these are not what you do as a real estate agent. Then going back to your toolbox, you'll have your listings. Obviously, they can take a look at some of your listings. But what I do for sellers, getting ready for sale. Here, what you're going to do is you're going to be able to show them how much should they spend in getting ready for sale? What type of external curb appeal things can I do? Like keeping the lawn edged and cut and watered regularly, like applying a fresh coat of paint to the front door. What are some of the things I would do to help prepare the interior? You know, giving every room in the house a thorough cleaning, sprucing up the kitchen in need of more major remodeling by investing in new cabinet knobs, curtains, or a coat of neutral paint. Again, these can be added or subtracted depending upon how you operate. Going back to what else you might be able to showcase for them, how do you set a price for them? Here, what you're gonna be doing is you want to let them know that setting a price too high, may make the house uncompetitive. Putting the price too low, you could shortchange yourself. So determine the proper listing price. You're going to furnish them with comparable sales, analyze market conditions, help them determine offering incentives, and establish your net proceeds. So again, it's nice that you're leaving this site available for them to see and hear what it is you do to help set the price. Going back to other things that you might do as a seller tool. Net sales proceeds. Again, we take it for granted that they understand what's going to be subtracted from gross. But here you're telling them that we're going to subtract any payoff figure on your current mortgage. There's a broker's commission. There's attorney fees, unpaid property taxes, and includes other items that are the ordinary and necessary expenses related to the sale of real estate. And obviously then the net is what they would get a check at the closing for. Going back to other tools that you might have for your sellers. How about my secret selling tools? The 201 things I do to sell your home. And again, this is going to be a document that is a Word document. It can be downloaded by them. Here's your download button. They would then see these 34 pages. Again, I'm not going to go through 201 things that you do, but what you're going to be doing is you're going to be telling them that here's your mission, here's your core values of honesty and integrity. Go ahead and talk to them about the 201 things that you do. You're going to research tax records to verify full and complete legal information. That you're going to give them a complete list of repairs or maintenance items, that might be necessary to make the house even more advantageous for buyers to come see, or when they walk through, that they walk out and go, well, this house is well maintained. How about exploring methods of pricing your property below comparable values to bring the most buyers to your property? Present and discuss how you're going to market the home most effectively and bring the most buyers in the shortest period of time. Again, how many people think that the realtor only puts their home in the MLS, puts a yard sign in the front lawn, and that's the extent of what they do? They look and go, well, why should we be paying you this commission? Here, what you're doing is you're explaining to them detail what it is that you're going to do. You're going to offer a broker's open house. You're going to create advertisements with their input. You're going to submit a digital montage of photos complete with personally written remarks detailing your home and uploading it on websites, be it real estate websites, be it social media websites. You're going to provide open houses with a licensed realtor at their request. You'll set up a schedule of open houses with them. You're going to assist the seller with identifying and negotiating with trustworthy contractors to perform any required repairs. You're going to schedule the appraisal. So again, 201 things that you would do, but in addition, in this document, you can highlight what degrees you might have, or if you've got designations. If you don't have any, this is a Word document. You would delete this page so that you're not having to explain that you don't have any. There's an easy exit agreement with them, that if they have any concerns or they're unhappy with the service, they give you notice, but you get up to 7 days to fix the problem, or they can cancel the agreement with you. Here's some suggested questions that they should ask of other listing agents if they're going to be contacting other agents and comparing your services to theirs. Some facts about condition, location, market, terms, and price. Again, very good idea to hand out to your sellers so that they understand what it is that you're going to be doing in order to bring the most buyers to their home and get them the largest price possible. Pricing is the #1 most important factor in the selling of your home. Pricing guidelines. Are you thinking about selling? What are you most concerned about? Advertising, 0 to 4. Open houses. Again, they can fill this out and provide this to you. Here's some of the drawbacks of overpricing. You're going to let them know that you're going to provide them with a sign writer that will be put into the yard sign where people can then text for more information, and you, the realtor, get a notification and contact that potential buyer immediately. You're going to talk about if you have a Facebook listing page that you'll create. If you don't, delete this page. You're going to let them know that you're going to post them into 7 of the busiest social media sites. You're going to let them know that you're going to help them with contract and negotiation. You're going to dispel some myths. My team sells a lot of real estate. Perhaps they're too busy to pay attention to my listing. A big myth. The truth is, your team's success in marketing, selling homes has resulted in a busy schedule, but that you will give them personalized attention. Again, you'll dispel some of these myths and truths. You'll ask them if they have any questions to please note these so that you can respond properly to them. And that what was it that they thought was the most important thing about their home? Why did they buy that home 5, 7, 10, 20 years ago? You might need to highlight that in the remarks in the MLS. And that your team is ready to help get any buyers pre-approved. So again, kind of a cool document, your 201 things that you do to sell their home. Then what you're going to do is you can tell them that you're also going to create from the MLS property website. It's going to have photo gallery. It's going to have a virtual tour with music. Again, the photo gallery is going to look just like what you might suspect. It's going to have all these wonderful pictures that they can then browse through, that you're going to create this for their home. You're going to also see that it has a virtual tour with music. It has maps. If somebody wants to go from virtual to actual, they want a road map, they can get a map quest by just putting in their phone number down below, clicking send. They can also get a street view where they can then use their cursor to kind of look around if they want to hop in the car and they can drive down the street to see what the neighborhood is like. They can even do an aerial view to see what's happening and fly over it like it's a helicopter and see what's going on in the neighborhood. Seems like it's a pretty beautiful, nice residential area. They can also go to more information. They can see the area schools. They can go to see the schools that are closest to this. This address was 322 White Avenue. Here's the schools that are closest to it. It has a great school rating. And so they can see here in this black dot here is our house. These are all the different schools that are in the area, be they elementary, middle, or high school. And it also comes with a brochure. You get 9 different brochures that you can pick and choose from. You select the one that'll be displayed in the property website. People can download it, print it, and save it for future review. Again, great little tool that you might have for showing off your seller tools. So let's again go back to what other seller tools do we have? Well, how about the sample side writer that's going to capture drive-by buyers? We'll go back here for a quick second. We have to turn the music off. All right, how about the sample sign writer? Well, again, here's a sample of a yard sign, but above the yard sign, it says text this number to that number. In this case, if you guys were to take out your cell phone right now, if you were to text to 79564, the number 1312903, you would get the full complete property website, the photo gallery, the virtual tour, the schools, the brochure, all that would be downloaded into their phone. And what does this do for you as the realtor? You get a notification that someone just texted for information on your home at, say, 322 White Avenue. But again, from the seller's perspective, they go, this is great. You're using today's technology that people that are driving by, if they want to know what my home is all about, you're giving them that ability to download it into their smartphone. This is great. That realtor from yesterday did not use these tools at all. Again, let's go back to what else you might do for sellers. How about social posting of your home? So many people talk about it, but I rarely ever see any realtors show them what they look like. How about if you were to click this on your website, on your personal website, and you could tell them, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to socially post your home into YouTube. I'm going to post it into Craigslist. This is what it'll look like. This is what it looks like in Facebook. This is what it looks like in Twitter. This is what it looks like in LinkedIn. This is what it looks like in Instagram. This is what it looks like in Pinterest. And again, you're now showing them what it's going to look like in social postings, that they can actually go to it, click on it, see it, knowing that other people, if they find it in these social postings, they can see the beauty and the features of the home that they're about to sell. What else can you demonstrate to them? Well, how about 90 things not to neglect when selling? Again, this is about an 8-page document. It can be printed in Word. It can be printed by them. It can be printed by you if you're in front of them, and then leave behind as a handout. Here's 90 things that they can't afford to neglect selling your home. And so what you might do is start to look at repair everything. Do not settle for anything less than sparkling. Create more space, unclutter the home. So again, all sorts of little tidbits and tips that you're giving out to the seller. And all they did was go to your personal website with your first name, your last name, valuedagent.com. So last but not least, what you can do for a seller is help them with what is your home worth. Again, right here on your site, you have a little tab that says, what is your home worth? And up comes, do you know what the value of your home is? Take 30 seconds. It says, enter your street address, click submit. They got 2 other screens they fill out. You, the realtor, will get notification that they want a CMA or they want to know what the value of their home is. And you're going to prepare a CMA and get back to them because they would have already provided you with the email and the phone number. Going back to now, what is it that you do for buyers? Well, in addition to mortgage types and credit score, let's go to how do you get pre-approved for free on your computer? Well, you can go here and click the apply now button. And many people like using, the iPads or their laptops because it's bigger. But if some people are more, I'm going to say, if they're more computer literate, they can actually use their phones. They can download what's called FCM Express. It's an app. The app will actually do 2 things. It'll allow them to get pre-approved. They can either download FCM Express from the App Store or the Play Store. They can go to this link, or they can scan this QR code. Again, I'm going rapidly here. Everything that you're seeing here today is going to be sent to any of the registrants so they can go back and more slowly scan the QR code or take down this website. It's also going to allow them to quickly calculate a housing payment. And we're going to demonstrate that shortly here. Let me just go back here for a second. So that, again, they can either get pre-approved or know how much their income supports, either using FCM Express on their phone or on their laptop, or they can calculate their monthly housing payment. Got to remember, they're looking for a number that they feel comfortable in their monthly budget. When you take them out looking at 5, 6, 7, 8 homes on a weekend, each home has a different selling price. Each home has a different real estate tax associated with it. Their biggest question is, well, what would be my monthly payment? So if we go over here on how to calculate your monthly housing payment, once again, it's going to bring them to download the FCM mobile app. What we're going to do here is, let's see how that actually works. If we go over here to my cell phone, and let's just see if we can't do this together. So my cell phone, once you download it, it's going to look like this. It says FCM Express right there. You're going to click on it. Where you see Tony Marino, if you're a realtor, Tony could get this branded with your picture, your contact information. And you as a realtor, every time you are working with a buyer, all you have to do is click share this app. Then the next screen is going to ask you to put in their cell phone number. And now you've texted it immediately to them. This improves, in my opinion, how fluid it is. You're giving them immediate gratification, because the way that we do things now, the realtor says, well, here's the name of my mortgage lender, my loan officer, and they call them, within the half hour or the hour, and the loan officer is working with someone else, so they leave a message, or he's making a presentation. So an hour, 2 hours go by, and he calls back to your prospect, and then the prospect is out to lunch or is in a meeting, and so they leave a message. So this telephone tag goes back and forth. Why not share this? They immediately can then click apply now, and they can start getting themselves pre-approved, because it will immediately go to either Tony or Tanya, and they can start working on it, and they'll have the pre-approval by the end of the day. The other thing they can do is calculate the payment. So if they click calc, it opens up to a screen called, are you purchasing or refinancing? So say you're purchasing. And let's just say, for sake of discussion, it's an FHA loan. And let's just say, for sake of discussion, that they're going to be looking at, let's say, a $300,000 home, okay? And so now what they're going to do is their down payment is going to be not 35%, it's going to be 3.5%. Get my fingers to move it a little. There it is. And then it's going to be a 30-year term. Let's say the interest rate is going to be closer to 6%. let's just say that the taxes are going to be closer to, say, $7,000. Again, you might know that. Again, they can be doing this in the back seat of your car while you're taking them around, saying the next house we're going to see is a $300,000 house, and the real estate taxes are $7,000. Then the insurance is fairly close. If it's a townhouse or a condo, you can put in the monthly HOA dues. It then happens to be the state of Illinois. It's Kane County or Cook County. The counties are a drop down, and you hit calculate. And then all of a sudden, they're at $26.48. How cool is that? I mean, now they have the breakdown of it being principal and interest, taxes, insurance, mortgage insurance. And they go, it's under our $3,000 budget. This is going to be an exciting house to see. So again, this is something that you want to be able to demonstrate. You want to be able to share this with clients. You want to download this or go to that QR code, download it, get it working. Tony can then, or Tanya can get it then branded in the name of the realtor, so it shows up on everyone's phone when you do share it with your name, your phone number, your email. Okay, so let's take a look at another item that you're doing for the buyers. Down payment assistance. Down payment assistance, you're letting them know that there's three of them. There's the $6,000 grant that if they stay in the house for 10 years, they owe nothing back. There's $7,500 zero interest loan, where I call this the Crazy Great program. $7,500, no payments, no interest, and you don't pay anything back for 30 years or until you sell the home. How great is that? And then the $10,000 zero interest loan, but it does require a monthly principal only payment of $83.33. Again, another tool that you might want to put in the toolbox is how to buy a home for a small down payment. Here we go with, you can change the purchase price. You don't have to, but you can. You see these gray boxes here? You can. But in this case, the example shows a $300,000 home using FHA 3.5% down and using $10,000 in down payment assistance. They could rent by paying first month's rent and security deposit, or what they can do is they can get their first bucket down payment. They need $10,500. They must put in 1% of their own funds, $3,000. They're going to take $7,500 out of the $10,000 down payment assistance bucket, use that for down payment. $3,000 and $7,500 is the full $10,500. They got all the money that they want. So they move on to bucket number two, closing costs. The closing costs are going to be about $7,895. The remaining funds from the IDA, if they use $7,500 of the $10,000, they still got $2,500 remaining in down payment assistance. That means they need $5,395 for the realtor to negotiate from the seller for the client to pay for closing costs. And with this market turning into more of a buyer's market, we're seeing more sellers, more realtors negotiating and getting the sellers to pay for closing costs. Provided the seller does that, you've got then your full $7,895. So they go on to bucket number three, the prepaids and escrows. The escrows are for real estate taxes that are owed twice a year. Once a year, you're going to pay homeowners insurance. But the great thing is there's a real estate tax credit here in Illinois because everybody pays their taxes in arrears. And the real estate tax credit is always greater than what the lender is going to ask them to set up in the escrow. So bucket number three is always zero. The closing cost can be zero for the borrower if IDA and the seller pays it. And bucket number one, down payment, could be just $3,000. So for $3,000 versus $6,000, if they rented, they could buy a $300,000 home. Kind of an exciting thing for you to demonstrate, kind of an exciting thing for them to see, rather than verbalizing it, for them to see it in black and white. Again, another buyer tool is find a home. Again, what you can do here is you can have them start by clicking start. They can tell you what cities they want. When they hit continue, it's going to ask them for how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms. Do you want a fireplace? Do you want hardwood floors? Do you want carpeting? It's going to let them describe for you their needs. So again, and you, the realtor, are going to get a notification once they hit send as to what their needs are and what you should be looking for in the MLS for them. Okay, let's go back to what else are you doing for the buyer? Well, you can get them a lower interest rate in the first 2 years. What happens if they say, well, 6% is kind of high for me. I feel the rates are going to be lower in the future. Well, then why don't you get them a lower rate in year one by 2%? Instead of it being 6%, why not make it 4%? Again, this is a document that's in Word. You can download it and it will then be available for you to leave behind. They can also print it out. In the second year, it's going to be 1% lower then. So instead of it being 6%, it'll be 5%. So again, if they were like 4% in the first year, 5% in the second year, 6% in years 3 through 30. But again, remember, they are not buying now because they believe in the future, maybe 3 years from now, that rates will be lower when they can refinance. This is good for conventional FHA or for VA. Let's see what else you've got here for the buyers. How about sure to close guarantee? This in the case of where you're seeing that your client's going to be involved in multiple offers, you want to put your best foot forward. Rather than making it subject to financing, why don't you go in with a cash offer? The only thing they have to do is they have to have their file underwritten by our underwriters. So upfront, you can trust that your pre-approval has been not just underwritten by a computer, but by a human being. It's personally verified by a personal underwriter. And what it's going to do, it's going to give you peace of mind. And down here in small print, it says we protect your earnest money up to $10,000. So we guarantee you're going to closing, and we guarantee that you will not lose your earnest money up to $10,000. How about a quick closing in 15 minutes? Again, I would love, I think as a realtor, I'd love to demonstrate this to my clients. You're not going to be at the closing table because my team has this really cool fast closing. And what it basically boils down to is that they're going to have the opportunity to review the closing documents online prior to signing. So they don't have to spend time at closing reviewing what do the documents mean. They get to sign them the morning of online. They're going to get an email with all the documents. And they can e-sign them. And the only thing they're going to sign at the closing then are the documents that need to be notarized. Or the important one, like the note and the mortgage are going to be signed at the closing. That's going to take less than 15 minutes for your closing. But again, kind of a cool thing if I was a realtor to demonstrate to my buyer clients. And last but not least, how about if you're dealing with a policeman, a fireman, a military, doctor, nurse, or an EMT? How about letting them know that you're a part of serving your community matters, that you want to thank them for their service, that what you're going to do for them if they buy, again, this is a document that can't be downloaded, can't be printed out by them, by you, left behind as a flyer, that when they buy a home, you're going to give them a percentage of your realtor's commission as a rewards check, as a thank you for serving the community. That the mortgage lender, the Tonys and Tanyas, will pay for their appraisal, that they'll receive a discount on their title charges from participating title companies and attorneys. And the biggie is they'll get $7,500 in discount coupons from participating national merchants, such as Costco, Bed Bath & Beyond. There's up to 50 different vendors that are involved in this program, and you're going to be giving that out to them. They're good for 5 years. You and Tony and Tanya, again, I'd love to showcase this as a realtor. I've got all my tools for my seller right there. I might be talking with a teacher. All of our children, they go to school. There's lots of teachers that they know. You might be dealing with teachers. This would be a great document for you to showcase for them. So last but not least, what are you supposed to do from here? Let's go back and see, what is your homework? What's the takeaway from today? So the takeaway from today is this. You need to contact Tony Marino, the branch manager, or Tanya Reyes, the loan officer, and ask them for a free agent marketing account if you don't have one already. Let them know you want a relationship with them and that you will refer at least one loan every other month. Not every month, every other month. It's a tougher market out there. Here's their contact information. And again, I'll be sending this out to all of you so that you can take the time to take down their phone numbers and their emails. And what you're going to do is you're going to go to gmarino.valuedlender.com. You're going to click the tab Recorded Realtor Marketing Classes and look at Class 5, How to Create a Free Dynamic Personal Website. You'll also should check out Class number 4, How to Post Your Listings into 7 of the busiest social media sites. Once you create your personal website, you're not going to have all those links on there. But what you do is you're going to contact Tony or Tanya to book a half hour of my time to finish your personal website with these links. So you get the many handouts that you saw today. We'll do a one-on-one Zoom meeting so that we can see how it's all shaping up in your personal website. But again, you must have a relationship with Tony or Tanya, because again, I want to do this for the team. I want to grow your business together with Tony and Tanya. Are there any questions that I can answer for anybody?